Every night I go to sleep, I keep seeing the same silhouette outside my window. I used to sleep with the curtains open. I liked the feeling of the moonlight spilling into my room, the soft glow making everything seem peaceful. It helped me fall asleep. Now I make sure the curtains are shut tight, because I know what's out there, and it's watching me. The first time I saw it, I thought it was a trick of the light. It was late past midnight, and I had been tossing and turning for hours. The street outside was mostly empty. Just the occasional car passing by my apartment was on the third floor facing an alleyway. I rolled onto my side, ready to close my eyes again. And then I saw it. A figure, standing perfectly still on the sidewalk across the street. At first I thought it was just someone waiting for a ride, or maybe a drunk who had wandered out of the nearby bar. But something about the way they stood completely motionless sent a chill through me. They weren't looking at their phone, they weren't shifting their weight or glancing around. They were staring at me. Even though I couldn't make out their face, I felt their gaze. A deep unease settled in my stomach. I sat up, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. Still there. I reached for my phone, debating whether to call the cops, but when I glanced back at the window, the figure was gone. Vanished. I laughed nervously, shaking my head. I was just overtired, my mind playing tricks on me. At least that's what I told myself. But the next night, it happened again. This time I knew I wasn't imagining it. The figure was back, standing in the exact same spot. Same height, same build, same eerie stillness. My heart pounded as I watched it. My room felt colder, like the air itself was pulling away from me. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, shining it toward the street. For a brief moment, I thought I saw movement, a slight tilt of the head as if it was acknowledging me. Then, in the blink of an eye, it was gone. I didn't sleep that night. Over the next few weeks, the sightings became more frequent. It didn't matter if I went to bed at 10 p.m. or 3 a.m. Whenever I looked outside, the figure was there. Always in the same spot, always staring. I started keeping my curtains shut, but that didn't help. I could feel it standing outside, watching, waiting. One night, I worked up the nerve to go outside. Armed with a baseball bat, I rushed downstairs, ready to confront whoever, or whatever, was tormenting me. But when I reached the sidewalk, there was nothing. No footprints, no signs of anyone having been there at all. The next night, it was back. I started losing sleep. I'd wake up gasping for breath, my dreams filled with dark, shifting shapes. Work became unbearable. My boss started commenting on my exhaustion. My friends kept asking if I was okay. I lied, told them I was just stressed. What else could I say? That some shadowy figure was watching me every night, that I felt like I was being hunted. No one would believe me. Hell, I barely believed it myself. Then, everything changed. Because one night, the figure moved. I was lying in bed trying to ignore the creeping feeling of dread when something made me look at the window. The silhouette was closer. It wasn't on the sidewalk anymore. It was standing directly beneath my window. 3 stories up. I stopped breathing. It shouldn't have been possible. No ladder, no fire escape, just a sheer brick wall. And yet, it was there. And this time, I could see its face. Or rather, I couldn't. There was no face, no features, just a smooth, empty void where eyes, a nose, a mouth should be. Then, as I stared in horror, it tilted its head and tapped on the glass. I scrambled out of bed, my heart slamming against my ribs. The tapping continued, slow, rhythmic. Then, a whisper, not from outside, from inside the room. I spun around, my breath catching in my throat. There, standing in the doorway, was another figure, identical, unmoving, silent, watching. The tapping on the window grew louder. And then, none. Darkness. I woke up in my bed. The morning sun was streaming through the curtains. For a few blissful moments, I thought it had all been a dream. Then I saw them. Handprints. All over the walls, the ceiling, the windows. Too many to count. I packed a bag and left that day. I didn't care about the lease. I didn't care about losing my security deposit. I just ran. I moved across the country, found a new apartment in a city where no one knew me. I started sleeping with the lights on, with the curtains shut. I thought I was safe. I thought it was over. Until last night, when I woke up to a familiar sound, a slow, rhythmic tapping, coming from the window.